So exciting.
You were saying, like, for some of us, that whatever faith that we have, it was because of we were immersed in a kufr environment, and we had a distrust.
I never used that word, if you noticed.
In a non-believer, not Islamic environment.
Yes.
And
or an environment that is opposite to the values of
in,
Islam as we understand it. Yeah.
And so we developed or at least preference for our Islamic values.
Mm-hmm.
And a dislike of those, that lifestyle. It's a choice for us. So I was thinking about our kids here that for they're free of that immersion. Is there a benefit to the tempering of them being challenged by that? But then you look at like
absolutely. No, absolutely. But it'll be on our terms. Right. Let's say it's very unpopular these days when we talk about vaccines, right? It's very unpopular, right? So many people don't believe in vaccines, but not understanding the Muslims are the first ones who develop vaccines also. But what does, instead of being sick from a virus and dying, right? As people who are immersing in the culture and the values of things that are opposite to Islam and then dying, losing. We want, in order to become stronger, because those things are always there, in order to fight it, either you can go away from and go to an area where there is no virus at all. But if the virus hits you a little bit, you'll die because you are so, how you say, naive about it. You are so defenseless. You don't know what it is. Or, as a virus is, you take a little bit, vaccine, you take a little bit of that, and you put it in your system, right? And your system works with it, gets stronger a little bit, putting it very simplistically. Yeah? But that situation with the vaccine is, it is on their terms, yes? And the situation is, it is to protect that situation. Later, when you are in an environment where there's so much of that virus that is going around, you can be protected. You're protected because you've grown this mechanism to fight it. Yes, we want our children to be exposed. We're not here to cloister them. We're not here to just protect them and for them to not to see. They are living in Akhir Zaman. We have to let them know what is Akhir Zaman. But we're not going to let them out into the system of Akhir Zaman for 10, 15, 16 years, and then later we're going to say, you know what, son, daughter, we're living in Akhir Zaman. I said, Dad, no, we're having a wonderful time at school. Now you're telling me? How am I supposed to believe you now? Leave alone 16. These days, 6 years of age is too old for you to start telling them things, no? They already have especially if that system is teaching them, like, well, it's pushing for their ego, pushing them to be stubborn. How are you going to penetrate now? So we want to expose them. We want to let them, but it's on our terms. We'll teach them. They have to know what is Akhir Zaman. Because this is our way. This is our tariqat. Our tariqat is not running away from shaitan. Our tariqat is not running away from ego. Our tariqat is not running away from dunya, yes? All the desires. Our tariqat is dealing with it, stepping on it, controlling it. But right place, right time, right advice, right guidance. That all those factors have to be there. We're going to teach our kids that, But just as you enter into the system at large, and they're getting brainwashed. No other points of views are also presented to them so much. In fact, these days they say this is the only point of view, and other than any point of view opposing to that, you are wrong. It's become its own, very, very terrible, extremist point of view. And so we want to present that and then to teach them and to say, this is how it is, but after that foundation is there. So in much the same way, we want our kids also, before there's a period where in a newborn kid, you're not going to, just out of the womb, you're not going to expose it to vaccines or viruses and everything just to be able to make it stronger. So there's a time, get the foundation correct, and then we introduce this one, little. And if they have no qualms about brainwashing our children on the way of things that are literally against to our teachings, then why should we think 100 times, being so nervous, you know, we shouldn't brainwash them about Islam or about the Prophet? What is? What are we? Because they've already set up that boogeyman. The boogeyman is extreme Muslims who think extremely and they do extreme wrong things. And they say anyone who is like that, then you're extreme. You wear a turban, you are like that. You make zikr, you are like that. You're Muslim, you are like that. You know? So this is all wrong. But there has to be people that are intelligent enough and they're supported to be able to advise and to say to people and to guide them. We do as much as we can. And later on, like I said, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. So there may be kids who are growing up. I mean, the whole world is brainwashed against Islam, right? Last I checked, right? Nobody who don't know anything, look a picture of a man in a turban, they say this is wrong, or it's a terrorist. You read them some verses that says, you know, you have to kill every woman and this. Even if it's from the Bible, they say, yeah, this is from the Quran. People are brainwashed, right? Why are we being so hesitant? Not to brainwash to say that this system is wrong or this or that, but to tell them this is what Islam is offering. Why are we hesitant about it? Okay, maybe some kids are going to grow up to say, for example, we don't like Halloween, astaghfirullah, it is haram, it's shaitan. Which is kind of true. But there are so many Muslims who are like, no, you cannot say that, that's too extreme. You have to accept everyone and everything. Or other things. And are we teaching our kids now to take pitchforks and everything and go and burn their... No, we're saying this is no good. This is talking about the foundation. Maybe later on they will believe and they'll find other reasons for that. Maybe later on they're not going to believe because they fall in love with boyfriend, girlfriend, friend. Doesn't matter what it is, right? They might change their minds. That's out of our hands now. We must do what is necessary for us. That we must know. So again, your question coming back. Sure, parents have to provide, yes. Parents have to provide. But providing for a better future, of a better life is not just this dunya, it's also akhirah. And beyond that is taking care of your child. If all of these things that you're providing and you're not taking care of your child's religion, your child's health, your child's mental health, meaning his heart, you're not taking care of your children's hearts. You're too strict with them. You neglect them. You are so many things. You abuse them. While you're saying why you are religious or not, all that is also wrong. But then that's why I'm saying about the akhlaq of the Prophet ﷺ, his lifestyle of the prophets and the saints. Everything is there and is in balance. So, yeah, we'll take them to the city every now and again and say, look at that, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. That's all.